Alright, how's everyone doing? My name is Vic DeMiser, and today we're going to be talking about changing plates or changing boots with a direct swap. This means no drilling. As you can see, this is the same plate that we're going to be remounting. We're going to start by removing the tape. Getting everything out of the way. We're going to go ahead and pull the wheels off. We're going to go ahead and remove all the wheels. Okay, we've removed our wheels now. Now these skates are fairly new. If she'd been skating in these a while, we would talk about marking your wheels so they go on in the exact same place so you retain the feel. But that's not necessary in this application. So for this type of plate and boot, it uses these self-locking nuts right here. We're going to use an 8mm wrench and remove all 4 mounting nuts from each skate. Now these back ones, these are separate. These are a bolt and a nut. The front ones, however, are connected inside the skate by a plate. So when you wiggle this one after it's loose, this one will turn too. So that makes it super easy to do this. You just hold down, stick it back together, put your nuts on. Even though these are lock nuts, they still have a washer on the underside. Be sure to put your washer back on. And there's your washer right there, and your lock nut. This lock nut has a little piece of nylon inside it to lock it so it won't back off. We're going to do this for all 4. Okay, so we have removed all of the nuts. So the plate is now free. I'm going to separate it. Right. So you see, independent bolt, and these are together. You see how both pieces move. So that's good. Set this aside. Let me show you the problem with this. The way this toe stop insert is right here, there's not much meat for it to grab. This is a Jackson Vibe plate. I don't like it. I don't recommend it. This is what we have to work with. So we're going to replace it with the exact same non-stripped out plate. The manufacturer was kind enough to send us some brand new plates. We have both sets. They sent them with trucks. So that's good. And nuts, I see. Even better. So kudos to them. And we'll get this right back together. Once again, this is the same exact plate. So this was a direct crossover. Everything slipped right back into place. We're going to, once again, start with a washer. And a nut. Be sure not to cross thread your nut. Take your time. And everything feels good. Like so. You can start your next one. These front ones on these skates are especially a little rough on the edges where the factory cut them. So it makes starting the nuts a little bit difficult. That one went right on. They cut these because they make them a little bit long. They cut them to clearance the wheels. Okay. Same thing with the back. Get that out of my way. that on there. We're going to get all 4 of these started before we start tightening them. Good, and that went right on there. We'll take our wrench, finish it out. You don't want to over tighten these. These are just meant to be good and snug. If you pull them too tight, you're going to damage your boot. Now I'm not going to tighten this all the way down until we get the other 3 real close, and we'll come back. Okay, we're still tightening up these nuts here, attaching this plate, snugging all 3, well actually all 4, before we tighten anything down. Like I said, we're not going to really tighten it too much, not so much that we damage the boot. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit tight now. I'm going to pull it about half a turn. Okay, starting to get snug once again. About half a turn. Snug. Half a turn. Snug. Half a turn. That plate is mounted. Let's get some wheels and toe stops on it. Alright, we have all of our wheels back on. Let's briefly talk about wheel tightness. I see a lot of derby girls running their wheels with this much slack in it. This is wrong, ladies. Wrong, wrong, all day long. Don't do it. This wheel doesn't move at all. No slack. Also wrong. You want that little bit of movement right there. Very slight. Look. So slight. That's not going to give you so much slop that it's going to throw you off balance while you're skating. And it's also not going to bind your wheels up. So just a little bit. Once again, just a little bit loose. Alright, we're going to put some toe stops in these skates. We're going with these Bionics. Have my hardware installed. Alright. Cinch everything down. Make sure it's nice and straight. Alright, one down. One to go. We're in the middle of working on the second skate. You can see the problem right here. You can actually see the plastic busted around that toe stop insert. This is the new one. It should look like that. Okay, now that we have both skates back together, there's one last thing to do, and that is adjust the trucks because they're still factory set. Now, I didn't show it, but I know where these trucks are set because I wiggled them and checked them out before taking the wheels off. So I know that this particular skater likes to run these cushions on these plates just about as loose as she can get them without having everything flopping around on her. She likes the back just a hair tighter than the front. Alright, so we've got this loose. See how we got the flop right there? We don't want that. Never want that. So we're going to tighten it until we get rid of the flop. Just a little bit more here. Alright, that's rid of the flop. We're going to give these fronts a quarter turn past slop. Okay, rear, loosen it up and get to my slop point. Alright, there's my slop point. Let me ease up on it. A little bit more. And there's my snug point. From here, we're going to go a half a turn. And that should be real close to where she had these. Now we can always adjust them again further. We're going to do the same thing for the other skate. And I believe that's all. If you have any questions, be sure to post them in the comments. And thanks for watching.